What's going on, everybody? KSA Kris here, the Real Estate Blitz. Today I want to talk about sphere of influence. You know, this is huge. KSA Paul brought a lot of us in last night. We were all hanging out. A lot of the agents were jumping on their phones and hitting their sphere of influence. And I think not enough agents really work it the way that they should. It's a process, and I don't think people sit down and actually create a campaign, actually treating their sphere of influence as a marketing channel. And I'm going to do a video pretty soon to talk about marketing channels and what I think you could or should do. I know I've done some in the past on marketing, but actually picking a marketing channel, going down, mastering that marketing channel, or getting really good at it, and then moving to the next marketing channel. Sphere of influence is a marketing channel if used appropriately, and I think it's something that you actually need to create a plan of action to actually attack it and build campaigns around the idea of farming your sphere of influence. So where is your sphere of influence? One of them, right here on your cell phone. You got a whole bunch of people's cell phone numbers, you got their email addresses, and your Google or wherever you have your email, you got a sphere of influence there. On Facebook, on Instagram, you have a sphere of influence. And all of these people in one fashion or another know you. They probably like you, they probably trust you, you know, family and friends, that's also a sphere of influence. Because when I talk about sphere, it's not just family and friends. It's where I think a lot of people get lost. They think, well, my family, that's my sphere, my friends, and I don't want to bother them. Okay, so let's get that out of the way real quick. I don't want to bother them. What that means is that you want to be average. And if that hurts your feelings, well, you know, then I stop watching the Real Estate Blitz. I don't know. I mean, it shouldn't hurt your feelings. Do you really want to be average? I mean, when I hear the word average, or if I look at the definition, I actually looked at the definition earlier. It's basically you're refusing to be extraordinary. You're literally just showing up to life. If you want to be average, then continue to have fear on bothering people. At the end of the day, we're in sales. We're in sales. Whether we're selling somebody's house. Now, this is what always blows my mind. Our job is to sell homes. Yet nobody wants to be in sales to get the people to sell the homes. You see, it's like it's really confusing to me. How are you going to sell a home if you don't have a buyer? Because you haven't sold them on the services that you're going to be able to provide and how good you are. How are you going to sell a home if you don't have a seller? Because you can't show them that you are actually going to get it done, and you're going to sell them on who you are so you can sell their home. We're in sales. And if you choose to be average because you're afraid to bother people, then you're not selling anything. You're not a salesperson. Okay? So you have to get that out of your head immediately, in my opinion. Now, there's polite ways of still asking for business without being a prick. You know, I'll definitely give you that. But you still have to ask for business. So sit down. I would challenge you, do this. Jump on your cell phone, and at least once a quarter, you should be calling everybody in your cell phone. At least once a quarter, you should be private messaging everybody on your Facebook. Everybody. And hitting them up. Connect with them. I think that's where a lot of people go wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with jumping on and saying, you know, and even sending it by text. You don't have to call everybody. Now, you should call everybody every quarter, and you should text everybody every quarter in your phone. And you should be telling them what you're doing, what's new. Hey, just want to let you know I'm so excited. I just sold, you know, my 10th house this month, and doing great things. You know, I'm looking for another one. Do you know anybody that's looking to potentially buy or sell a home? You know, help me out. So go out there and just ask for business. But you should also be trying to connect by text or by phone with all the people that are in your sphere, just to actually connect with them. I think that's where people go wrong. They always want to just ask for business, and they're fearful, and then they do it, and it's just like this really impersonal event. Not saying that that's bad, but there has to be something personal to it too, so people don't think you're a complete prick, and every time you call, they just don't answer because they're afraid you're just going to talk business. When you call to talk business, I always make it a point to say, I'm calling to talk about business. I let them know right up front. Hey, Bob, it's great to hear from you. However, I'm not calling just to call and say hi. I'm actually calling to talk about business. Did you know that I'm closing my 10th home this month, and I am excited? I really need your help. I'm looking for more people to help out to either buy or sell a home. Do you know anybody that's looking to buy or sell a home in the next 3 to 6 months? Right? Okay, you do the same thing on Facebook. Do the same thing on Facebook. You can call people on Facebook, and you can also PM them on Facebook. But I want you to understand there is, in my opinion, no deviation between the two. You need to be calling to connect and you need to be calling to ask for business. Now, there's other things that you could be doing for your sphere as well. Birthdays, right? Keep in mind, your sphere, in my opinion, my past clients also become part of my sphere. I roll them right into that sphere program. I have their phone number. I have their address of where they moved to, and I roll them in. I treat them just like if they're one of my friends. And I roll them right into that same sphere, connecting. I create events so I can bring people together every quarter, or at least put it out there. People talk about reverse pop-bys or even pop-bys, just stopping in and saying hi. You can do cards. You can do handwritten cards. I mean, there's so many great things that you do. What I would recommend is if you aren't working your sphere of influence right now, this isn't the only video. This should be doing nothing but giving you some ideas to get you excited about the idea of treating that as a true marketing channel. There's a ton of stuff online, whether it's on podcasts, whether it's on Google, whether it's on YouTube. Go out there and explore it and sit down and create. Treat it like a marketing channel. It's an opportunity to get deals, okay? It's an opportunity to sell more homes. Sit down and write out a plan of action to actually attack that, and then create a campaign over the next 12 months of how you're going to treat your sphere of influence as a part of your business. That's all I got today. Appreciate you. Do me a favor, like, share, comment. I always love the comments. I always reply. And check me out on Instagram, KSA Kris, Kris with a K. Check me out on YouTube, The Real Estate Blitz. Check me out on Facebook, The Real Estate Blitz. That's all I got today. Appreciate y'all, and see you tomorrow.